It's been part of Rotary ever since the organization was founded back in 1905 by Paul Harris. As many of you know, the object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and to foster first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, the high ethical standards in business and professions and dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. And fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world of fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. Well, today we're going to present 3 vocational service awards to non-Rotarians who live up to the high ethical standards of Rotarians. With our awards, we will recognize leaders within the Winter Haven and the Polk County community who have shown exceptional dedication to their profession, to the community, and who exemplify the Rotary 4-way test, which everybody knows is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Today we recognize 3 community leaders. One is in the field of education, one is in the field of business, and one is in the field of government. They have all lived up to the 4-way test. They've dedicated their professional and their personal lives to the betterment of the community. They have been nominated by members of the club. You remember a couple of weeks back we passed out the cards, and everybody who is receiving an award was nominated by a Rotarian. It was discussed with several people within the club, and then we came to the decision on who would receive the awards. Our first recipient is Lisa Myers. She's the principal of Juanita Elementary School. Lisa can't make it today. She had to go to Bartow to have a meeting with the school board, and you know how inflexible the school board can be, so she couldn't make it here today. We recognize her because she has tirelessly worked to educate her students under some of the most difficult conditions in the county. Up to half of her students are transient, yet the school consistently gets high marks. She labors after hours and on the weekends to ensure that her students have the opportunity for educational advancement, and she has worked with our club to help clothe the students in need and foster a positive atmosphere for education. Now, these plaques were put together with the help of Bob Arnold and also Alan, and I'm going to read Lisa's plaque. It's Educator of the Year 2010, presented to Lisa Myers. In recognition of your demonstration of daily life of the ideal of service to community, business, and professional ethics, and using your occupation to serve society, the Rotary Club of Winter Haven, Florida bestows upon you the title of Educator of the Year. So if you would all give her a round of applause sometime in the next week or so. She was also very instrumental in letting us know what the needs were when we did our clothes drive back at the beginning of the year, and as you know, we're going to try her. Cheryl, if you would please come on up. I think everybody in here knows Cheryl. She's the owner of Cheryl Becker Insurance, and she's a State Farm agent. Cheryl was born in Tampa, and she moved to Winter Haven in 1976. Some of you may remember, some of you who've been around for a while may remember that she was the manager of the First Federal Savings and Loan, which is obviously no longer run. Where was that office?
The office started in the mall, if you guys remember when we really had a mall. And then we built our office building on the corner of Avenue K and First Street, which is now Citizen. No, Citizens.
Keeps changing.
But that's where it was.
Well, she decided to be a business person, and she opened up her insurance agency in 1983. And my guess is on Central Avenue, right next to where the library, the old library used to be?
Yes, across the street.
Okay, and then she has since moved her building down a little ways, and I'm sure you know where that is. She has served the community very well over the past couple of decades. She served on city boards, the board for the Chamber of Commerce, United Way of Central Florida, the Garden Club, and how many know when she received the prestigious Bankers Cup Award? Anybody remember when that was?
1943.
Sam doesn't know.
It was 1999. You don't get that by being a slouch. So it's no doubt that she has served her community, but I have to attest to this personally. This part here, because I've seen this in 2004, when we were hit by the hurricane, Cheryl and her staff worked tirelessly to find housing for people and to also rebuild. And also being a customer of hers, she was very helpful. So I do want to thank you for that. This plaque is for Business Person of the Year for 2010. It is presented to Cheryl Becker in recognition of your demonstration in daily life of the ideal of service to community, business and professional ethics, and using your occupation to serve society. The Rotary Club of Winter Haven, Florida bestows upon you the title of Business Person of the Year for 2010.
When you wake up in the morning, you look in that mirror and see and like what you see. I'm very pleased to have this honor. My husband is a past Rotarian, and my father-in-law was a Paul Harris fellow, so I know how important Rotary is and what a good job they do in the community, also serving our community. And nice to see everyone here, and this group is getting pretty good size. Good members, thank you.
If you want to say anything about Cheryl, please feel free to. Okay. Our third recipient is County Manager Jim Freeman. Jim is a resident of Winter Haven and a member of Calvary Baptist Church. He has lived here since 1989 when he moved here from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Jim went to work for Polk County as the IT director in 1989, and he became Administrative Service Director and then Deputy County Manager, and that's a position that he has held since 2003. When Mike Herr left a couple of weeks ago, Jim was appointed interim county manager, and if the county commission is doing its job and it really has any brains, they're going to hire him full time. Jim is not receiving this award because he's the county manager. He's receiving the award because, in essence, he really has been the county manager. As the deputy manager, it was his job to ensure that the commission's policies were implemented, and he had to implement them according to the county manager's interpretations. So he was always stuck between the rock and the hard place. He had his directors and the people who worked for the county below him, and the county manager and the county commission above him, and that's a very difficult job. You can ask Steve Lester, as being the #2 guy at the sheriff's office and working for AAA type personalities, how difficult that can be. But he performed it very, very well. He over the past couple of years, and I've seen him do this, as you know, just like with the city and the state and the federal, well, forget the federal government. The responsible governments have cut back because revenues have fallen. And again, that is not an easy job to do. He's got to please his directors and he's got to please his bosses. He's been able to do that. He's been able to do that as a professional. He keeps the whiny, complaining executive directors of the constitutional officers happy, because the county does supply funding also for those agencies. And he's always done it as a professional. He's got a lot of work to do. He's done a lot of hard work. And like I said, he's taken heat from the directors, and he's always found a solution, and he's always been professional. Jim is always approachable, and he knows how to make things happen. So Jim, if you would come up. This plaque is for Public Official of the Year, Jim Freeman, in recognition of your demonstration in daily life of the ideal service to community, business, and professional ethics, and using your occupation to serve society. The Winter Haven Club, the Winter Haven Rotary Club, bestows upon you the Public Official of the Year Award for 2010.
Out in the audience, it's a great honor and pleasure. With the recent retirement of Franklin Petrus, Cheryl's actually my insurance agent, but I haven't met her yet. So I've been in Winter Haven, as Sam said, for 21 years. I've lived in the community. I appreciate all the work that this club does in this community. I love the city, I love the community, and I'll always cherish this award. Thank you.